need to take out this premiership because they've been the better. Need to take out this premiership because they've been the better side.
Yes, they certainly have, Tony. They've led all day. They led by 33 points at quarter time, 27 at half time, and as you said, a big third quarter where they ended up leading by 75 points. They've had great players up forward. Gibson has kicked 5 goals for the day. He's just gone off. Flower also has 5 goals and Smythe 4 goals. But Phil, there's a sensation in the First Division game where I understand Williamstown are playing a 14-year-old.
Well, I've heard something about that, Eddie. We haven't got the full details as yet. We'll have that coming up near the introduction to the main game. But if it's right, a 14-year-old will create history coming into a match like this, Tony.
I think you'll find that he's just a couple of years added on to that, about 17 years of age and an all-Australian vice-captain. But he's a very, very talented footballer, and he'll replace John Taylor, who's probably the biggest man not only in the VFL and the VFA, but every competition you can think of.
OK, and we will mention too that Phil Cleary will be joining us in commentary throughout the afternoon in the First Division Grand Final between Sandringham and Williamstown. Now let's get underway with Brunswick 25-15, 159. Leading Oakley 16-11, 107. Tony Banks.
And it's Herbert and Foot in the ruck. Tap out by Herbert. It goes down to Owen. Owen gets the ball forward. It comes towards the centre-half forward position. Kicked down there by Stephen Roach. In front, Preto again, but the ball goes to ground. Punched out in the direction of another player. Bit of a scramble on there at the moment. It's an opportunity here for Oakley. They lose it. Coming out skillfully then by Johnson. He gets the ball further down the field. A hand pass coming in the direction of Judge. Judge very cleverly gets it around, and it goes out towards the wing position where Brunswick are doing whatever they like at the moment. They find Parsons on the half-forward line. Parsons swings around, kicks the ball into centre half-forward position. Smythe in front and takes the mark. He's about 50 metres out, directly in front, and Brunswick totally dominating this particular quarter. They're kicking into the breeze at this stage, but they're certainly doing it well. As Smythe lines up now from about 55 metres out, the ball will probably stand up in the goal square. Lawson's there. He's played well, can't take the mark, and through it goes for a point.
Smythe there, he's kicked 4 goals. That's his second point for the game. He's been a great player, as has Lawson, who's been switched to full forward after playing very well at centre half forward. Oakley come out to the half forward line. Judge the flyer from behind, off hands. Play on, says the umpire. Owen dives on top of him. The umpire will come in and bounce. The umpires today, Graham Marcy and Ross Walker. Apart from a few altercations in that third quarter, the game has been free of any real fights. Herbert and Foot do battle in the ruck. Neither ruckman get the tap. Owen goes in, comes out to Lynn. Lynn gets Foot the ball, but Smythe's first to recover. Knocked on, picked up by Humphreys, who gets the kick out towards Johnson, and Johnson marks, plays on straight away to Walsh. Walsh is tackled there by Johnson, but he gets his kick towards the centre half forward position. Up high was Willis. Off hands comes Marshall. He swings round onto the left foot. The race for the ball is on. Lynn races out there, picked Aldrich in the forward pocket. He balks around, gets it over looking for Holden, but he's put out of commission by McGee with a beautiful bump. A great tackle there by the Oakley side. The umpire has called a free kick to be given to Reno Preto, and he will line up for his 10th goal.
Bit of luck, I think, by both sides then, because certainly it looked like Oakley wasted an opportunity. Then McGee very cleverly bumped his opponent out of the way, but took too long to get rid of the ball. Preto now, he's kicked 8 goals out of Oakley's 16 goals for the game. He's coming in for number 9. And to be perfectly frank, at half-time, Leigh was dominating. There's number 9. Oakley go to 17-11. Brunswick 25-16.
The bounce of the ball. Holden gets the ball out for Oakley. Taps it along the ground. Oakley go into attack once again. Owen can't pick the ball up. Finally does so. Twists and turns. Gets the ball over to Lynn. Lynn with the left foot kick up towards the full forward zone. Flying high as Preto from behind. And he's pulled in another great mark. Reno Preto lining up for goal number 10. He's kicked 9. And if Oakley go down, it won't be through a lot of trying by Reno Preto. He's only 30 metres out, directly in front, the 16-minute mark of the final quarter, and he is put through goal number 10.
A good performance by Preto today. As I said a moment ago, Lay had been doing fairly well, but he's certainly tiring here, and maybe a change is required by Brunswick. Otherwise, they're going to be somewhat embarrassed by Preto. If Preto continues to kick goals, then it could undermine Brunswick's premiership. I don't know how, because there's 7 in front. I don't think you'd be all that worried about winning a premiership, whether it be by 1 point or whether it be by 10 goals. But at one stage, Ed, there are 82 points in front. At the moment, they're down to about 7 goals 5, and that's just not good, really, because Oakley are coming home, Brunswick are tiring, and I know it's the 16-minute mark, but they're running out of time, I think, Oakley, to do anything about it, as Owen brings it out of the centre again and goes up forward.
Up high there was Doyle. It's tapped on again. Oakley in attack, picked up by Willis. Willis with the right foot kick out of defence, finds Parsons. Parsons gets the handball straight away, or twists and turns rather, comes out wide looking for Edwards. Edwards marks on his own, plays on, gets the handball on to Judge. Judge
Good
taps
football.
on brilliantly to Smythe. Smythe now looks forward to the full forward zone. Gibson runs under the ball. He picks up. He's got Polar right on his tail. He can't do anything with it. Gets the handball out. Callender now lines up with the left foot snap, but it's offline and through for only 1 point.
Rushed it a bit then, I thought, Gibson. He had a bit of time because Polar's very, very slow. Cleverly ran him under the ball. But Gibson, rather, yes. But Gibson, I think he was rushing himself a little bit. He got the hand pass out to Callender. Callender's kick wasn't good. Polar brings the ball back into play on the half-back line. All up by himself is the big man, and that is Johnson. Johnson, a foot rather, gets the ball towards the wing position. Parsons there, showing a bit of pace too for a man who's played 100 minutes. He gets the ball in the direction of Hillard, and he'll take the mark on the wing.
Hilliard now will drive Oakley forward once again. They haven't given up. Lay will fly high. Up from behind was Preto. The umpire has paid the mark. Rather Todd. Todd, who for the 3rd week in a row has been shifted from centre half back to centre half forward, drives forward to Preto. Preto, beautiful play there, and he's taken a lovely mark. Willis has been shifted back to full back to pick up Preto, but he will line up for his 11th goal.
We just saw one of the players being
18-minute
carried off then. There's been a number of injuries in this particular game. There's been no holds barred. There's been brawls at the half-time interval and earlier on in the second quarter as Preto goes through for number 11. Back in the centre again, it's Foot versus Herbert. Herbert's done well in the ruck all day. He's just had that extra height. Coming through very cleverly as Edwards, but he misses it. Hillard gets the ball forward to the half-forward line. Mark is taken there cleverly and goes forward. It comes into the possession of Holden. Oh, a great leap there by Preto. He couldn't get the mark, but gets the ball eventually. The ball comes to ground. Willars is trying to get it out. He gets it tapped on. It's coming back to Preto, and will he get number 9? He's going to get the free kick. Nearly had his head pulled off.
What a performance this has been by Preto. He's kicked 11 goals.
I think when he realises he gets the free kick, he'll get up a bit quicker.
He'll line up from only 5 metres out. They trail by 42 points, and Preto will line up for his 12th goal for the match. He's been their only real forward. The only other multiple goal kickers have been Aldrich, who's kicked 2, and Owen 2 for the Oakley side. But Preto lines up now, only 5 minutes out, and he's kicked his 12th.
Oakley get a little closer.
Holden's got the ball now at the centre-half forward position. He's been penalised for holding the ball, and Doyle will get the free kick. Doyle will drive Brunswick into attack once again. Comes forward, kicks up looking for Lawson, who's been a fine player, and he doesn't let him down with a fine mark. The game's slowing up a little bit now. Lawson plays on, kicks down looking for Edwards. Edwards up high. The umpire has given a free kick. He's called play on now. Polar knocks it on in front of him. Gibson goes in hard, picks up. Good play by Gibson. Gets the handball working to Judge. Judge with the right foot kick up towards full forward. Edwards is in the square on his own. Backing back well, though, was Hilliard. He picks up, clears for the Oakley side out to the wide open spaces. Leading the race is Humphreys. But in goes Thornton. Picks up, walks around Humphreys well. Thornton now, who's been best player on the ground today. Kicks up forward. But in the way there is Roach. Punched away by Gibson. Play on's the call. Gibson again with the kick out. Doesn't get it anywhere. Smythe recovers. Tries to handball on. Battersby bursts through. Walsh picks up. Hand passes out to Aldridge. And Oakley clear. Out towards the centre of the ground. A mark dropped there by Marshall. Marshall's ball It's fumbled there by
Good
Foot.
play, Parsons.
Through comes Parsons with strength, recovers well and drives forward, but there's nobody home for the Brunswick side, and there's been a mark there by Polar.
So it's Polar in the back pocket now. Oakley doing well in this quarter. They've only played 22 minutes, but they've kicked 9 goals for the quarter. That just shows how far in front Brunswick was. As the ball comes in towards the wing position now, West gets it, gets the hand pass on further. It's going back to Thornton. Thornton tries to break through, can't. The hand pass comes out. Ball to ground, centre half forward position, Brunswick attacking side. No one can get rid of the ball as it now comes out towards the, it looks like it'll go over the line in the half forward line area for Brunswick, with the score Brunswick 25-17 167 to Oakley 20-11 131.
18 minutes gone, and this is the grand final of second division for 1985. Herbert got the tap, comes down to Walsh. Walsh handballs on, looking for the speedster in Johnson. Johnson taps along the ground, a solid clash there, comes out to Aldridge. Aldridge overruns the ball, coming through well was Doyle, but it's picked up by Roach, who gets it back to Aldridge. Aldridge with the left foot kick up towards Predo and Willis. Predo from behind, Willis taps it down and beats Predo on this occasion and clears for Brunswick. He has a bounce, kicks out towards the half-back flank position. The race for the ball there between Doyle, he pushes Holden in the back, and Holden will take the free kick, plays on straight away. Hand pass was a shot to Aldridge, who drops the ball, and Doyle will take the free kick.
Holden might have well has been on the Brunswick side then. That hand pass was atrocious. Put Aldridge under all the pressure under the sun. The player that Steve Parsons hit has recovered on the wing position, out of wing, and is now back in play. Onto the wing. Nearly held then by Lawson, I thought, although it's going the other way. The hand pass comes out in the direction of Wall. Wall can't get rid of the ball. Lawson follows up. He's been a gallant player today. Done everything right at centre half forward, and when called to go into the ruck has done well there. Wall again gets the hand pass on further. It comes out in the direction of Marshall. Marshall goes to ground. Coming out very well defended there by Brunswick as the ball comes back in towards the wing position. In front is Smythe. Tap goes to the ground. Out the back it is. And the ball on the ground at the moment. No man's land. Good play there by Foot. Foot gets it in the direction of Johnson. Johnson, a speedy player, very tall. Kicks it, finds his player right on the boundary line, and the mark is taken.
Holden now on the boundary line. Excuse me, is probably too far out to score. He's going to drive it up to the full forward zone. Dropping short, Predo will be the flyer in the square. Punched away by Parsons, off hands to Nolan. Nolan, the captain coach of the Brunswick side, is content to handball over the line. There'll be a throw in the forward pocket for the Oakley side. The 25-minute mark of this, the final quarter.
35-year-old Nolan's done an excellent job today. He was one of the main link men for the Brunswick side in the first half.
Lawson gets the tap, comes down to Edwards. Edwards handballs on towards Parson, who trundles the ball in front of him, and the ball will be thrown in about 45 metres out from the Oakley goal.
Hard man to get around Parsons at any stage. They found him a bit hard out at Essendon a few years ago. They're still finding him hard in VFA football.
Lawson with the tap, 36 points the difference in favour of the Brunswick side. The ball cleared by Lay out towards the wing position, and there's been a free kick for out of bounds on the full, and Oakley will come into attack again. Up towards the centre half forward position, Todd flies high, McGee gets hands to ball, knocked on by Aldridge, comes out there to Marshall, but once again McGee gets the ball out. The kick into the centre of the ground, Wall's on his own and takes the mark. Looking for the play on straight away, drives down towards the full forward zone. There's a big pack of players there. Up high was McGee, but once again the mark has been taken by Ian Todd. Todd, who during the week was a bit doubtful for this game with a hamstring injury. It's normally a beautiful kick of the football. He's 40 metres out from goal, directly in front.
Looked like a mark to Owen at one stage, but I think they probably raffled it and Todd got the grab because he's taller. He lines up. I think he's just made it through. Another goal, a good effort by Oakley in this last quarter. Stephen Roach got the kick from the throw-in. It went straight up in the air and it's gone into no man's land. Foot tries to get his boot to ball, does so, gets it over to Johnson. Johnson kicks wildly down towards the forward line, is thrown to the ground by Gregg after kicking, and the ball is out of bounds in the forward pocket area for Oakley, who have had a 10-goal quarter so far. They've 26 minutes gone in the grand final of the second division between Brunswick and Oakley. Brunswick are going to take the flag, but it's a gallant fight back by Oakley, although much too late. They should have done this earlier.
Todd over the top of the ball, scrambly play. The umpire will come in and bounce. 30 points the difference now. The 27-minute mark of the final quarter of the grand final of second division. Brunswick look like there are certainties now to go into first division next year. Off hands, Edwards dives on top of the ball. Play on's the call as he taps it on. Battersby picks up, swings the ball over his shoulder, and it's marked there by Johnson in the forward pocket. Johnson right on the boundary line and is 45 metres out from goal. Kicks the ball up towards the full forward zone. Predo the flyer from behind, off hands.
Could be through,
The umpire says touched and through for one behind.
So Oakley go on to 21-12, 138. Brunswick at 25-17, 167. They're down to 20. There's the quarter-by-quarter scores. As you see, Brunswick started well. They kicked in accurately, though, 4-8 to Oakley 3-1. That second quarter with the breeze, they kicked 9 goals and led quite comfortably. They did very well to hold Oakley, 5 goals apiece in the third quarter. And this final quarter, Oakley have done very, very well to come back into the game. But Brunswick deservedly will be the premiers in second division. The ball in the centre of the ground now. Oakley in attack.
Picked up there by Polar. Polar gets foot the ball quickly up towards the centre half forward position, and the mark taken there by Aldridge. Aldridge drives forward looking for the leading Preto there. Up high, punched away by Willis. Johnson goes in hard. Coming through solidly there is Parsons. Parsons taps the ball along the ground. Copped one in the ribs there from Johnson. And there'll be a throw in on the half forward flank for the Oakley side. 28 minutes gone in the grand final. Oakley trail by 29 points.
Tom Flower coming back onto the ground now for Brunswick as Edwards goes off, and he's been a gallant little rover too. It's the small men of Brunswick who have done extremely well, the West, Callender, and this man who's been best on the ground. Possession-wise, he must have had 30. His name's Thornton. He kicks wide to the wing, look for Callender, but the ball beat him over the line. Wing position, Brunswick in front by 4 goals, 5, 29 points. At one stage, they led by 82 points.
The throw
they're
in.
Certainly tired.
Lawson got the tap. Oakley go into attack once again. Punched away there by Lay. Comes off hands. The race for the ball. Picked up by Judge. Judge now has the chance to kick down into the forward line. Has 3 bounces. Gets the handball working in towards Doyle. Doyle, the back pocket player, has a chance to kick a goal. He kicked it like a back pocket player. Up high there was Humphreys. It should have been a free kick to Dean Herbert, but the umpire has come in and will ball it up. Brunswick content just to play the ball along now. They lead by 29 points.
He was looking at the big crowd then, Ed. There's a big crowd here behind the goals. He obviously didn't see Humphreys jump into 2 Brunswick players as the ball goes to ground in slow motion. It moves out in towards the pocket area. No one wants it. It goes over the line. Oakley backmen have had enough.
30
they want
minutes
the siren blown at the 31-minute mark of the final quarter, and they've just capitulated, I'd say. Brendan Polar in the goal square takes the mark, mainly because he's the only player there.
Polar will drive out for Oakley. Out towards the half-back flank. Lawson's got the sit. Up high was Owen. Punched away from the pack. In goes Owen again. He's been Oakley's best player. The left foot kick is up towards the centre-half forward position. McGee takes a fine mark. Quickly gets the ball onto West. West chips it in there towards Callender. It's punched away from him. Callender goes in well. Picks up. Swings onto the left foot. Shoots it into West. And West has all day to line up. Plays on. Looks for the goals. And has put it through. And that's the sealer. For 1 point. Offline. Well, he should have lined up properly there, West, Tony.
He was in 2 minds. He stopped for a minute, was going to go back, and then thought, oh, well, why not? I'll go for it. Brendan Polar now has the ball. He's about to kick out. 25-18 to 21-12. Ball goes to ground. Hillard gets the ball, kicks towards the centre of the ground now. It's a floating kick. McGee can't mark it.
Play on's the call by the umpire. In there is McGee once again. He taps the ball out. Lawson went in hard there, but it's picked up by Walsh. Walsh has been a good player today. Chips it over towards Aldridge. Aldridge has a ton of room now to run in and put it through. And that is Aldridge's 3rd goal for the game and Oakley's 22nd.
And it is also, Oakley have kicked 11 goals this quarter. At 3-quarter time, they were 11-10. At the 32-minute mark of the final quarter, they're 22-12. They have kicked 11 goals too. It's incredible how Brunswick have slowed to a halt. The wind has dropped. Brunswick are very, very lucky that they wrapped the game up in the 3rd quarter when they kicked 10 goals, Eddie, because there's a lot of tired players out there. There've been long quarters, 25-18, 168 Brunswick. Oakley, 22-12, 144. The bounce in the centre of the ground. There's the siren. And the premiers for 1985 Brunswick.
Brunswick into First Division next season. The grand final scores Brunswick 25-18, 168, have defeated Oakley by 24 points, 22-12, 144, and it's heartbreak for Oakley, who for the second year in a row have gone down in the grand final.
Goal kickers for Brunswick, 5 goals to Gibson at full forward. He was injured in the third quarter and went off. Tom Flower got 5, 4 goals to Smythe, 3 goals to Edwards, and 2 goals to Thornton and West. For Oakley, a one-man band. His name was Reno Preto at full forward. He kicked 12 goals. Most of them came in the last quarter, and 2 goals came from Aldridge, who did a fine job for Oakley. But deservedly, Ed, I think Brunswick into the First Division next year with a worthy win of 24 points over Oakley.
Up on the dais now, the Brunswick side are going up to receive their Premiership Cup. Be a great scene down at Sandringham tonight if they win, but it'll especially be one down at Brunswick tonight.
Yes, the crowd gathering around in front of the R.L. Morton stand here at the Junction Oval, and a big crowd here for the VFA First Division Grand Final, and it's been building up since about 10:30 this morning with the Second Division Grand Final on between Oakley and Brunswick, in which Brunswick came out the premiers. In a moment, we'll be taking you down for the presentation at the R.L. Morton stand, and then we'll be getting the major teams on the ground for the match today, Sandringham and Williamstown. There are the Williamstown boys, Terry Wheeler instructing his players in there what he requires for today, and we remind you that Phil Cleary will be co-commentator with us today with Rex Hunt. I think they might be ready for us in the presentation area, so let's take you down for the Second Division Grand Final presentation.
Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the Victorian Football Association, Mr. Brooke Anderson.
Ladies and gentlemen, congratulations to the Oakley Football Club for an excellent performance. Unfortunately not victorious on this occasion. Congratulations to the Brunswick Football Club, being the Second Division premiers. I would like to call upon Mr. Tom Rover to present the Premiership coach to the coach of Brunswick, Barry Nolan.
Congratulations to Brunswick. Well, now you've heard the Brunswick players. We now have great pleasure in giving the Mitsubishi Motors Cup to Gabby Nolan for Brunswick. Gabby.
Ladies and gentlemen, I won't speak for long. Firstly, I'd like to congratulate Oakley on a magnificent performance, particularly in that last quarter. They really fought it out and it was a great effort. To my own players and to the Brunswick Football Club, thanks very much for your support, fellas, and let's hope we can go on with it in First Division next year. There's the cup.
Well, a very proud Barry Nolan there, accepting the Mitsubishi Cup for the Second Division Grand Final.
VFA Footy, the Halcyon Days on Facebook. Get a look on Facebook.